Hello everyone, I am Jacqueline Childress. I am a licensed therapist. I have been a therapist for many years now. And one of the things that have been very difficult for me is to convince my clients that using meditation and relaxation skills in their everyday lives will really help them just bring a sense of normalcy back to their lives. One of the things is it's just really important to understand after a trauma, your body isn't the same. And now your body is just kind of in shock and it's ready for something to happen at any given moment. So your reflex is going to be heightened, which is, there's a technical term for it, which is hypervigilance. And we'll go through all of that during the video. I'm going to try to be as informative as possible. I'm going to try to be creative and informative. Don't judge me too harshly on the creativity because I'm kind of old and I'm trying to get this whole electronic thing going on. So bear with me. We're going to walk through these things and just understand that if a coping strategy isn't good for you, then don't use that one. Throw that one away and try to use another one that's more comfortable for you and one that'll just kind of help you bring some normalcy to your life and just kind of make you feel good in your skin again. So let's go on this journey and I'll see you at the end of this video. Bye. Okay, everybody, I said we'd get back to the word hypervigilance, and here we are. I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of facts, but here are some things I really think you need to know. The brain is a really complicated organ. It's kind of like a supercomputer, and just like all computers, the brain can malfunction. So when the brain malfunctions, it sends either a message that is just completely in error or a very confusing message. So sometimes after a trauma, the brain is sending your body a message to be on alert, to be on the lookout, because danger can happen at any moment. Even if you're safe and you're calm in your room, which I know is a sanctuary for a lot of you, the brain can still send you a signal that it's dangerous here, and you have to be on the lookout for everything. So before I get into my little spiel, who can tell me what the human and animal brain have in common? I'll wait. If you guessed survival, then you're absolutely right. For both humans and animals, we're hardwired for survival. In humans, that instinct is expressed by either fighting, fleeing, or freezing when faced with danger. And that brings us back to hypervigilance. If you look on the screen, I've highlighted several symptoms people typically struggle with after a trauma. If some of these symptoms seem familiar to you, don't worry. You and I are going to walk through some meditation and relaxation exercises that may help you feel more and more comfortable. I may not get to an exercise that feels right for you, but I encourage you to keep trying, because one day you'll find that right exercise that'll make you feel great and relaxed, and it'll help you create some normalcy in your life. Okay, so before we practice our meditation and relaxation skills, let's spend a little time just educating ourselves on meditation and relaxation and why it's important to use either before in practice or during those times where you feel panicked and you just feel uneasy in certain situations. We'll go through just a few exercises. So again, you can pick out the ones that work for you or continue to explore on your own. And to begin with meditation, it's a skill that will help you focus better, concentrate. It'll improve your self-awareness and self-esteem. It lowers your stress and anxiety, and it just helps you get centered and clean your brain up of all those negative thinking patterns that you have sometimes after trauma. And we can talk about those too. Okay, everybody. So the first technique that we're going to explore is guided imagery. And this technique is used to guide you to imagining sensations and especially visualizing an image in the mind to bring about the desired physical response. And so the physical response you want to bring about is just relaxation. You want to take your mind away from the busyness that's in your brain, probably daily, and just bring it back to a place where it's nice, it's calm, it's serene, and sometimes focusing on an object in your brain and making that object mentally do something, or communicating with yourself, like seeing a boat on the dock of the bay and saying that I'm on this boat, I'm relaxing, I'm breathing, I'm in a safe space. All these things will eventually help you learn how to relax. And again, it'll just take you away from that busyness in your brain. So let's try our first exercise. Imagine you've released a red balloon. Slowly, the balloon starts to leave your hands. You can feel the strings across your fingertips as the balloon goes higher and higher. As you raise your face to follow the balloon, you can feel the sun on your skin as the balloon goes higher and higher. The next technique we're going to try is 4-7-8 breathing. This technique is designed to bring the body into a state of deep relaxation. It involves holding your breath for a period of time and allowing the body to replenish its oxygen. 4-7-8 also forces the mind and body to focus on regulating your breath and reducing your worries and anxiety. It's also a great technique to implement when you identify the first warning signs of a panic attack. Okay, let's find another comfortable spot. So you want to start by closing your eyes. Let your lips part. Make a whooshing sound, exhaling completely through your mouth. Next, close your lips, inhaling silently through your nose as you count to 4 in your head. Then for 7 seconds, you hold your breath. Make another whooshing exhale from your mouth for 8 seconds. Hopefully you guys didn't get too relaxed during the 4-7-8 breathing. We have a few more exercises to get through. One of the things I wanted to talk to you is about realizing how the body is tense without us noticing that it's tense. So one of the examples I like to use when it comes to your mind mentally blocking a thing out or helping you deal with a stimulus that's overwhelming is my time at Albany Mall. I used to sell shoes in Albany Mall, and it was directly down, like 2 or 3 stores down from the fountain. That fountain, to me, it was like sensory overload. So imagine being there 12 hours with this irritating sound in the back of your brain, and you're just mentally struggling trying to close it out. I always realized how much that sound bothered me. At 9 o'clock on the dot, the fountain would go off, and it's like my whole body would release. So I finally realized that if my body released at 9 o'clock, that meant it was tense for my if not my entire shift, most of the shift. So sometimes when I was irritable or overwhelmed or a little bit snappy, it was probably due to me being overwhelmed and just trying to mentally fight that irritation of the sound of that fountain just kind of overwhelming me. So for some of us, meditation and relaxation can be difficult when our brains are always busy. I add myself in that number because my brain is I just have a busy brain. It's always doing something and just kind of craving stimuli. Mainly because I have adult ADD, which is a whole other topic. But I just wanted to put myself in that number because I know how difficult it is for me to quiet my brain. However, I do use the meditation and relaxation techniques in small bursts because I know that's what my brain will take. Because I know what it takes for me to relax and for me to de-stress, I am one of those people that go to exercise. Even if it's going on a short walk, I'm not going to kid you and say that I do a lot of exercising. However, I know if I'm stressed out and I take my dog on a walk, I can feel a lot better that evening. And so, just, to give you a little bit of information, exercise increases your overall health and your sense of well-being. When I'm out on walks with the dog and I'm just letting the dog sniff around, I'm focused on my dog. I'm focused on what's going on around me. And I'm generally in a good mood when I come back from those walks. Some people like to run. Some people like to pump iron. But any kind of exercise is going to give you those endorphins. And those endorphins is just a chemical in your brain that once you're producing a lot of it, it makes you feel good. It makes you happier. You're in overall good mood, and then you're in good health, and you really no complaining there. Like, I'm happier and I feel good. So that might be a technique to look into. And I forgot to mention, for those of you who don't like to exercise, dancing and playing are just as good as like reducing stress, and they're a lot more fun. So maybe you can try those two things instead of just kind of straight exercise. Okay, so the next technique I'm going to discuss will slow things down again. And so, how it's different from guided imagery and meditation is, for progressive muscle relaxation, you have to listen to another person guiding you through the exercise. And you have to do what they're asking you to do. So, in this sense, your brain is going to slow down because it's going to focus on that person's voice, and it's going to focus on you doing the action the person is requesting that you do. Okay, that's all the technical stuff. So let me give you, before we shoot over to the exercise, I want to give you a short definition. So progressive muscle relaxation, PMR, it's called also, is a deep relaxation technique that has been effectively used to control stress, anxiety, relieve insomnia, and reduce symptoms of certain types of pain. And what it says is chronic pain. And sometimes when you're after a traumatic situation, you are in some pain. Some of you may be in physical pain, mental pain, or emotional pain. And progressive PMR, rather. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over progressive. It just helps you to just kind of release that tension And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on a video. It's one of my favorite videos, but you won't see the video. You'll just hear the audio to walk you through the exercise. I will put the link of the video on the screen at a certain point. Okay, so the link is on the screen. And try to, if you can, to move to a spot that's more comfortable so you can either lie down or you can um, follow along. Well, I mean, or you can just kind of sit, but just make sure you follow along with the video and try the exercises. I promise you, it's a really great exercise when it comes to the tension and release. It's one of my favorites. So just give it a try if you can, and I will see you after.
Do you ever notice how the muscles in different parts of your body can feel sore? This is not just from running or playing. Sometimes when we feel sad, angry, or worried, our muscles feel the same way. The cool thing is, by relaxing our body, we can also relax our feelings. Today we're going to do a muscle relaxation exercise. This is all about making our muscles really, really tight and then relaxing them. It's easy, just listen to my voice and follow along. This relaxation works best if you lie down. You can close your eyes. Now, take a deep breath in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth like you're blowing through a straw. Breathe in again through your nose. Breathe out again through your mouth. Keep breathing like this as we begin. Focus on your face. Squeeze your eyes shut, press your lips together, scrunch your eyebrows in, and wrinkle your nose. Imagine your face getting smaller and smaller and tighter until it's a tiny point in the middle of your head. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now relax your face. Make everything soft again. Awesome. Keep breathing. Next, focus on your neck and shoulders. Feel the different areas of your neck and shoulders. There's a front and a back to your neck. Move your focus down to your neck, to your right shoulder and left shoulder. Now, pretend you're trying to see something hidden on a very high wall. Push your shoulders down and stretch your neck up high and away from your body. Tilt your neck up, up, and up. Good. Bring your neck back down and relax. Now, raise your shoulders up to your ears. Pretend you're a little turtle trying to hide your head in its shell. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your shoulders close to your ears. Great. Now relax and bring your shoulders all the way back down. Keep breathing and feel your shoulders relax. Notice how your arms and hands feel right now. Imagine your arms are made of wood. Pull your wooden arms in towards your body. Lock your elbows. Tighten your wrists. Squeeze your arms, elbows, and wrists. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Great. Relax everything and keep breathing. Next, bring your attention to your hands. Picture lemons inside both of your palms. It's your job to squeeze the juice out of the lemons. Close your fists tight and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Great. Now relax. Let your hands fall open naturally. Wiggle your fingers and then let them relax. Notice what it feels like to relax your hands. Now we're going to pretend you're a knight riding on a horse. It's your job to protect the kingdom from dragons and monsters. You see a dragon, but you realize you don't have your suit of armor on. No problem. You can squeeze the muscles in your chest to protect yourself. As you squeeze, imagine armor is protecting your chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Great. Now relax. Imagine you are now lying on the grass somewhere enjoying a nice summer's day. All of a sudden, you hear footsteps of a baby kangaroo chasing her mommy. Uh-oh, the kangaroo might step over you. It's time you squeeze your tummy really tight so that the kangaroo steps over you without squishing you. Pull your tummy in tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax. You're doing amazing. Keep breathing. Feel your face, jaw, neck, shoulders, arms, hands, chest, back, and tummy are all relaxed. It's time to move to the bottom half of your body. Imagine there is a parade of ants trying to crawl underneath one side of your body to the other side. If you squeeze your rear end, you'll notice that your body rises up off the floor just a little. Give it a try. Lift up and let the ants through. They're going under your lower back. Wait for them all to pass. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Fantastic. Now relax. Last but not least, let's move to your legs and feet. Imagine you are turning into a toy. Your body can bend at the waist, but you can't bend your legs at all. Tighten up the muscles in your thighs. Your legs should become as hard as a plastic toy. Tighten your knees and the backs of your knees. Squeeze your calves and ankles. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Wonderful. Now relax. Curl your toes in and make your feet stiff and tight. You're standing on the toy shelf and you have to be still for 3 seconds until the kids leave. 1, 2, 3. They're gone. You can turn back into a person now. Relax your legs and feet. Let them drop out to the sides however they want to. Notice what this feels like. Let's finish up with the entire body at once. Take a breath. Now, from the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet, tighten every single muscle in your body. Get them all squeezed as much as you can. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Release. Relax. Super. Breathe in deeply and let your breath out. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the floor. Let your entire body feel calm and quiet.
Okay, so again, like that's one of my favorite videos. I like that video more than all the others that I've found on YouTube. The other ones on YouTube are kind of technical, and because I'm typically used to working with children and teens, that video is just the best for me. So the next technique I want to talk about is journaling. So a lot of times after a trauma or a just super emotional event, whether it's mental or physical, there's a lot of emotions and a lot of things that you have to come to terms with. So journaling is a very good way to help process your way through these types of events. Um, there's so many benefits to journaling. One is to reduce stress. You can boost your health and well-being. You can encourage a space for your negative thoughts because like your brain is again a very negative place, and getting those emotions out and actually seeing them in black and white will just kind of help you, one, know where you are, and then two, when and if you decide to go to therapy, you can use this as like a conversation starter for you and the therapist, because some of those dark thoughts that you feel alone in, or they're just too shameful to discuss, you'd be surprised how many other people have the same kind of stream of thinking. And it's helpful to just kind of tell somebody about that. Not to repeat the same thing, but it provides a way for you to process your emotions. I mean, sometimes a thing doesn't feel real or you can't put a word to it. And you may describe a scene in your journal, and then it's like, oh, that's how I'm feeling. That's what's going on with me. So it's really, really great for that. It's you can use journaling as a way to deepen your self discovery. Like, who am I? What's going on with me? You can ask those specific questions. One of the journal prompts that I love to ask clients is, who am I? And so you may not be able to answer that question initially. You may have to sit with it for a little while. Like, yeah, who am I? What's going on with me? What's happening with me right now? And even the awareness that you may not be able to answer that question is something that may prompt you, like, hey, wait, I might have to get busy trying to figure out this question. Um, you know, it's very, very difficult to try to journal when your brain is busy. And so sometimes just writing in things that went well that day, I felt worried, but I did a breathing exercise and I felt better. So reminding yourself that your coping skills work. I did feel anxious in school, but I was safe all day. I had Miss So and so or Mr. So and so that I could talk. That's my support person. Whatever it is that you can identify in that day that went really well for you, sometimes journaling and writing that down helps. It also helps if you get to a point where you feel suicidal. When you're writing down things that you want to you want to live for, or people that you want to see, that you want to continue a relationship with, also things, again, things that are going well in your life, so you can use that journal to stay grounded and stay very aware of what you're thinking and feeling. And lastly, not to repeat, but again, it's a really good stopping point or a check in point for you and your therapist to have conversations. If you want to use a therapist, or if you want to use a trusted church member, like your pastor, if they have a counselor there, whoever it is you feel comfortable enough to speak with. But I found, I'm a little biased because I am a therapist. I found that some people find it easier to open up with their therapist because we are trained to hear you without judgment, to hear you without making you feel ashamed or feel bad about those things that you've gone through. We've been also trained to keep our mouths shut. So whatever you tell us is between you and your therapist. And I just, because it's my profession, I definitely encourage you guys to find a therapist that you're comfortable with. Um, to help you through this really, really tough time. And honestly, it may feel weird initially because you're sitting in the room with this person you absolutely do not know. And it's like, who are you and why am I talking to you? But eventually, over time, it starts to feel like a relationship, a connection. And eventually, you're telling this person things that you didn't think you would tell anyone. And again, like when you're looking for a therapist, just figure out which one fits you. So you can interview a therapist just like you would anybody on a job interview. Like me, for instance, I'm a really silly person. I'm a happy person. I'm really just kind of positive and optimistic. So I wouldn't go to a therapist that was like strict and buttoned up and spoke to me like this, because I get bored or annoyed or irritated and I wouldn't connect with that person. So I know that wouldn't be the therapist for me. And I don't want to get too far off track, but I definitely wanted to talk to you and encourage you, if you can, to just see a therapist when you're ready. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate you guys. Hopefully, the video wasn't too bad, and I can improve with time. But thank you again for your time, and I'll see you guys next time.